My outlook has changed since my training as a family medicine physician or medical doctor. The culture trains us to be able to diagnose, recognize, treat, and manage diseases, physical disease as well as mental, but it stays at the surface level. So as I started practicing, I realized that something's missing. Like, this medication isn't enough, and even if people are taking their medications appropriately, they're still not whole, or there's some healing missing, or I'm putting a band-aid on the situation. So my training took me as far as that, to be able to recognize something else is missing. And unfortunately, in our industry, the luxury of time to connect with people, to actually understand that underlying cause, as well as being able to integrate the whole human experience and aspect, because we are multidimensional. There's physical, there's also mental, there's spiritual, as well as, we'll stay there.
Physical, mental, spiritual.
Yes, and the soul.
And the soul.
Exactly. And how we integrate that, I did not get that in training. So that was the missing piece. And my experience, just my personal experience, led me to how to connect those dots.
Okay. So what has your personal experience been like? Because it seems like we need wholeness, you know what I mean? And not just, like you said, the physical Band-Aid. So what has your journey been like to connect those dots?
It's been a forced journey, honestly. It wasn't something that I actually wanted to take on my own. I was forced to, actually, in residency, and it exposed my mental health issues of anxiety, also depression, and low self-esteem. Many people are surprised when I say that, because oftentimes we know how to put on a pretty face. We know how to show up as a different person, and we do a very good job of that, and that's a coping mechanism. But once life stressors continue to add on and pressures, at some point in time, things crumble and disintegrate. And that's what disease is, really, is dis-ease. So there was a part of me that was not at ease, that was unaddressed, and I was forced to actually address that. And that's another conversation, but it was a blessing, and that is what exposed me to the underlying causes and how we connect the mental aspect and spiritual and soulful aspect of our physical well-being, because it was manifesting. My anxiety was coming out in how I presented myself, my low self-confidence as well, and others were seeing it, primarily my advisors and instructors, and I had to start therapy. The very thing that I recommended to other people, but never tried myself, never thought I needed it. And through that, I was able to unearth the importance of mindfulness, being in the present moment, allowing yourself to feel whatever it is, giving yourself permission, self-love, and through that self-love and self-care, actually the God in me, which built up my confidence. So while I have training as a medical doctor, my personal experience and my walk with God is what led me to being able to start that journey of becoming a healer. So it's a working process, honestly. So,
well, snap, amen, all of that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, Dr. Z, is that how it happened?
That is, I can remember my cousin, the way she introduced or told me about Keith and Carol is, hey, on my food tour, she does a walking food tour in Jacksonville, and that she met this couple, and that they do a couples international trip every year. And that she asked if we could come. And I was like, oh yeah, we can be our own couple together. But yes, I'm ready to go. Always looking for an opportunity to get a stamp on my passport, because traveling, that has been a lifelong dream of mine. So when she told me, I was like, okay, when and how much? And I'm there. So the first time I met them was on that pre-trip Zoom call. And after that was at the airport, where I packed my bags, and we met at the New York City airport for the first time.